Alright, pimps and gamers, it's your boy UIFD here with another awesome D&D Let's Play video.
Do you still start everything like that? Do you still keep...
I was gonna say
I still queue and
League
I
of
do my
Legends by
spiel.
saying,
It gets him into the.
So
into
it
It
the
does.
Time,
It gets me into the
timeless.
gamer mindset.
Welcome back to the fourth installment of the Not So Far Realms. This time our adventurers are going out and continuing their investigations. Hopefully they can drive up something useful. So without further ado, enjoy the Not So Far Realms. Alright, so last episode you guys had scoped out the place, this time without getting any depth or deaths or beatings. Well, majority no beatings. You managed to fully uncover the majority of the first floor of the factory. You have left a window unlocked on the first floor in the finance area. And you guys had just returned from your daily activities, and you are back inside your apartment. It's been, I believe, 3 days since you have started scouting out the factory.
I think it's only been 2 days.
Yeah, this will be our third.
Yeah, we
Oh,
just
no, yeah,
finished
you're
our
right.
second day.
So you are on your second night.
Yes, we need to come up with a way of how to get into the plant. Because currently, I don't really have a good idea on how to do that.
Yeah, we can sneak in through. I mean, I don't know that yet, but the back window.
Yeah, so
That's-
you know, I've unlocked a window in the finance room. I'll ping it here.
Have we
This
have we
one.
have we confirmed that they close it or not yet?
We haven't yet,
Okay.
but I unlocked it during the day today. So if we want to show up to the factory at night, you know, we could check the window to see if it's unlocked. But otherwise, I think our best points of entry are either going to be A, through the front door, or B, through like the loading.
Okay. I'm just gonna say I'm just
loading
gonna
bay.
finish what you say. Yeah, the loading bay. I think the best bet's the loading bay because running through the front door just seems like a bad idea and asking to just head on fight the guards.
I feel like this is a conversation best had with everybody. I feel like, in a mild sense, attrition is kind of the brains of the operation. At times, there he is.
Hello.
And
As
he's back.
you were saying,
Oh my god, I cut out really.
yeah, like literally,
I'm
and
talking to myself because I thought you all were listening to me.
No, it's Discord.
Dumbass.
Now you have to have your Discord open in the second monitor.
Oh my god.
Okay, well I was saying
Loading bay.
that our best entrances are either through the window or through the loading bay. But after we get in, we face the greater problem of getting out with all the stuff. So do we have a plan on how do we actually get the stuff out of the factory? Because I was saying that, you know, right now I think our plan is to literally just sit on it for 2 weeks until Morvius shows up.
Well, Morvius is showing up to check in 1 week. So, and was it 5 more days? He'll pop by your apartment. Like he let you know that before he left.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Is if we're successful in stealing this stuff, we're just gonna have to like wait. So I'm not sure what like the best plan is there, because surely to God, if we steal all this stuff and just like stash it away in our apartment, somebody's gonna see, somebody's gonna say something, and then we're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Hmm.
So we have to have a better idea than chuck it all out the window and lug it to the apartment. Like, and currently, I don't have a better idea.
we agreed that we're gonna like take it in components, right? Was that was what I missed towards the end last week?
Yeah.
We
Instead of
did discuss that was a good alternative because you specifically know how to assemble them. Like, you were
Yeah.
taught how to assemble them.
Mm-hmm.
So worst case scenario, we can steal a bunch of components and then teach people in the resistance how to build them because you know how, which means you can teach other people.
I feel like I should also note to you guys that if you were to do it that way, so each component is stored in its own box. So instead of, say, stealing a box of daggers, you would instead have to steal 2 boxes of, or 3 boxes of blades, hilts, and leather.
Yeah, but that
So
would
that should
yield
be something
more
you gotta-
completed items from the result.
Potentially.
Well, that's... Yeah, probably overall
Right,
product, that
because-
would be correct, yes.
Because one box of each of the components probably results in more than 1 box of daggers.
But I don't think it's at, like, an equal ratio. Whereas your 3 boxes of goods to create it would not be more efficient than to take a singular box of goods. I just thought, I'd point that out.
The most efficient plan would be to take as much as we can, component or not. But I still am failing to see how to vacate the items from the factory, even to begin with. Because let's assume we get in either through the window or through whatever.
or through the loading bay, yeah.
What are we gonna do to get 200 people's worth of arms and armor out of the factory?
Well, my thought is on a weekly basis, there seems to be a delivery leaving
Yeah, they
the
said they do
factory.
deliveries on Tuesdays.
On Tuesday.
Yeah,
So the information
X
you
amount
received
of
is on
supplies.
Tuesday, yeah. Vehicles come and they drop off the raw ore for the forging facilities, and then separate set comes and picks up completed good and delivers them somewhere.
Is there any way that we know where these shipments are going, like in your paperwork? Or are you just saying like X amount of, or this crate has X amount of goods in them? and
we
so
did
on?
do different work today, but the work we did today was more like a proper like inventory and sales. But we weren't told, at least I don't, unless Mike says otherwise, that we weren't told where things were going. We were just told that they were leaving the factory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were not given any specific details on where they were going. But it should be pointed out that that information should be somewhere in there, as, that has to be organized. But you are not privy
So-
to it at the moment.
We also know that Terrence and the other sort of like room leaders, they all turned in a bunch of materials like keys or stuff to the guard's office. But so if we go in through the window, I could look through Terrence's papers and try and find a document that says where everything goes. But if it's not there, or if it's in like a locked cabinet, we're gonna have to try and probably get into either A, pick the lock ourselves, or B, get into the guard's room and get the keys.
I could probably pick it if we need that.
Say we do a mild investigation of that room tonight.
Can I just ask, like, kind of like as an aside, is it actually possible to persuade any of like the characters? Like, are all the people in this facility like
You shuffled them.
are
Mike
all the workers like super loyal to the
Okay, so I explained this before,
was
but
the
I can explain
peyote
it
burger.
again. So
It's
all
not
the
that
the
they're
white
loyal, it's
guards
that they
are Tauren guards. So they're from
so
your
they're
home
like
planet. They're your
yeah,
like
they're like
your people, but they have been, instead of
they
bending the thumb and deciding to, work slave labor in a factory, they had enough skill to be, chosen as guards for the higher power. And then
yeah,
there
but
are,
people
aside
people
from,
aren't
yeah, go ahead.
people aren't loyal to this like invasion force. They're fearful of them. It's like we're being intimidated to comply.
No, I know, but so then like people still have this sense of like oppression in them, right? It's like it's an oppression, not like a subservience, right?
Yes, somebody would probably would help aid you to get the better
That's
of the people that are invading if they don't feel like they're gonna get harmed because of it. Like, if you
okay.
convince somebody on the street to like look the other way, they might, but you're not gonna be able to get them to like help you commit what would technically be like a crime.
Yeah, so
Okay.
keep in mind, like, there is no, like, when you guys were in the jail, there were no jail individuals in there for, like, petty theft. Like, the price of committing petty crimes is death. Like, they will just kill you.
Like, I got my head bashed in for trying to go into the realm.
Exactly.
But those
And
are
then,
by civil protection.
yeah,
Or,
that's
the
by,
Tauren.
like, Tauren guards. And then there's the invading force, the Kaordi. And those guys, you haven't really interacted a whole bunch with them. But you can assume that they're not going to give you any lenience whatsoever, period, But again, the ability for you to, like, say, convince one of these guards to, like, defect onto your side depends on how well you can persuade them when, if they do something wrong, them and their family will be killed.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I was just trying to gauge.
I mean, we could probably safely assume that if they do something wrong, their family will be killed.
But because like the thing is like not to like I mean at the moment it feels like it sounds like a numbers game. We have a lot of product to move, like, and I feel like I don't know exactly how long it would take for us to move. Like you said, 200 like pieces, like arms or.
Yes, I think I remember the task being to get 200 people's worth of stuff.
I mean, unless if we started like, and how many days left do we have?
Morvius said he would meet us in a week, but our mission deadline is 2 weeks. So we've got like 5 more days until Morvius meets us, and then we've got a week after that until what was the leader's name? Mason. He told us we have 2 weeks, but Morvius said he was going to meet us at the halfway point to like check in on us or whatever.
Well, because like my main thing is that I feel like, unless if we found out we started like transporting material like today, I feel like that's a lot of. Wait, let's just do the math. 200 over like what is it? You said like
we'd have like a 10-day period,
12
basically.
like 10 days.
Between the 5 of us, that means each of us would have to smuggle out 4 weapons or sets of armor apiece. To be at 200 by the time the deadline rolls around.
Like, so how? I don't know. This seems like they seem really stingy. And we discovered this room, right? Like, this is the room that we were like this like storage thing in the back where I put all the like when I lifted up the crate and all that shit, right?
Yes.
Last time.
Yeah, this is like a storage room, and this is the delivery bay. And these 3 things are the actual like delivery truck, like garage doors, where they pull the door up and put stuff into trucks or air quotes trucks, and then they pull away.
I mean, I don't know. Do you guys think it's possible to do solo? That this is kind of ever since I heard the task, I feel like I was more of in like yeah, this is doable, but I feel like we're going to have to do some like convincing.
Are they gonna have to piecework it or get one big haul?
Yeah.
But both of us gonna have to require.
I'm not sure if we'll be able to if we'll be able to persuade, like, you know,
I'm not talking
an
calling for, like,
entourage of people
yeah.
to help us smuggle things. Because we currently, our plan, and if you have a better suggestion or an edit you would like to make to this plan, please let it be known. I am not some sort of absolutist ruler here. Our current plan is to go at night and try and steal things out from under them, because we know that the change of guard dictates that there are simply fewer guards in the building at night, which means we have the potential to, like, sneak around them, basically, and hopefully not get our skulls bashed in when we go in at night and can sort of, like, you know, dash through the hallway without anybody noticing to, like, go to the storage room and, like, pick up a bunch of stuff and then leave the building with it. So my initial question was, assuming that we could do all of that and we could take all of these items, my initial question was, how are we going to get those items out of the building? Like, are we just going to try and, like, flip up a loading bay door and, like, try and haul ass back to the apartment, or?
Well, have we scoped out where the guards are at night? Like, do we
No,
have, like,
we haven't. None of us have been into the building at night. We also know that we shouldn't really be walking around at night.
Like, do you mean in general or by the building?
In general.
Like,
In
in
general.
Mm.
So,
Like, there's a curfew in effect.
yeah, the current plan is to, when nighttime rolls around, you know, leave our apartment and sort of try and, like, sneak all the way to the factory, then sneak into the factory, and then get the stuff and sneak back out of the factory and make it back here.
Which
that
kind of
seems-
seems impossible.
Yeah, a
honestly.
little daunting. So I'm not sure what the solution is here.
I mean,
think the second best plan, to me anyway, sounds like we try and find one of these trucks, and then on the delivery day, hijack the truck
that
and leave with the stuff.
that's what I was going to say, but I was like, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a bit.
But I also don't know how. We don't know where the trucks are going, where they come from, what's expected of them, what kind of documentation a truck driver would need to have.
Okay, so that's where I'm trying to say, like, maybe we're like trying to plan, like, we're trying to do this too fast, right? I feel like there's still a lot more that we need to, like, learn about this, like how this factory works inside and out, right? So I was trying to think, like, maybe if we're gonna probably go through that idea of hijacking a truck, maybe we have to find, like, try to figure out where they, where they actually send these trucks, or, like, find the route that, like,
Also, sorry,
I don't know, go ahead.
I was gonna say we don't have to help the rebels.
That's true, but if we don't do that, then we're basically conscripting ourselves to live in this hellscape. Unless you have a better idea on how to.
Well, I don't know. It kind of stemmed off of an idea I had of, like, just if we can find out where the rebel base is, then we could just send the shipment straight to the rebel base. But if we find out where the rebel base is, then we could also just tell the overlords, hey, the rebel base is here. Can you give us some, I don't know,
That
reward?
That is definitely not the plan.
I
If we
mean,
tell them
okay,
where they are,
It's an
they'll
option
just
on
go
the
kill
table.
them all.
that is
That's
not
true,
it's not
but
wrong.
what does our
but
angle
wow.
of attack begin to be after that? Because
that is,
you know, I
fucking
don't know if
scum.
it's on the plate. I don't know if it's on the plate for everybody else, but my plan is to. I'm still gonna try and fight the good fight. You know, I'm gonna try and get rid of the Kaordi and everything. So ratting out the rebel force does not seem like something I want to be doing.
You could destroy something from the inside out.
It's not wrong.
It would give us a lofty improvement in life. And who knows
I don't think
what
it would. I
adventures
think I think
get
they
to.
would just say, "All right, thanks for letting us know where that shit is. Go kill them all, and then just keep on keeping on." Like,
there actually is no guarantee that we wouldn't also just get like they would be like, oh, how do you know? Oh, well, time's out. But There's no guarantee that we wouldn't just get murked.
It's true. Or they'd be like, oh, okay,
They could just be like, "Oh, okay.
lead us
How do you
there."
know about this? You're probably with the," and then kill us. There's like no guarantee that they wouldn't also do that.
Fair enough. My point of finding out where the information to send the supplies to, if we can change the address to where the rebel base is, so there's another option. Is that right?
I feel like that would be kind of, it's like a death trap type of thing.
For the people who are running the shipment. I mean, it seems like the paperwork isn't checked here. I mean, we don't really know that, but it seems like they're just trying to hit quotas more than actually make sure they're
that sounds
everything's
like
making sure that everything's done right. They're just trying to make sure things are being done. So if one shipment gets sent to the wrong address, you know, like, oh, I did my job, it was told to go here. It's gonna fall on someone's head, and maybe the paper trail will lead back to one of you guys. But
I agree that it's not like we can just sort of like make something up insofar as paperwork is concerned, but that could prove to come back to bite us in the butt.
That is true. Like, we can assume that, right? And then, like, watch, they might be. One day they might check, and then, you know.
that's the day, yeah. I mean, I'm still just thinking of getting stuff and throwing it out of a window. There's the lock system that they use for the garage doors as well. Where it's like they held up a
I
stone
also
with
don't
the
want
wing on
to
it.
downplay the legitimacy of the chucking stuff out of the window plan. Like, you know, believe it or not, if there are no guards to catch you,
Yeah.
chucking it out of the window is just as good as taking it out the front door. Like,
Yeah.
Do we have any? Okay, so what it keeps sounding like we're returning to is this idea that we need just more information. So like, is it possible for it? Because we don't even know. Do we even know if there's guards outside around that time? We don't, right? So
We gotta go do some reconnaissance.
Yeah, like I
for sure.
said,
Yeah.
it sounds like you guys need a lot more info, and you have time before the due date of this project. So if you guys like
Yeah, that's what I'm
start
saying.
a
I feel
day
like we're
with a
rushing it.
specific, yeah, if you start a day with like, I want to find this out, then we can play that out and like skip the monotonous portions of the day.
okay, I'm down.
Yeah, so that's
So
what I'm
what
saying. I
time is
feel
it
like
right
we should
now?
still like.
So right now it's you
Check
just
it
finished
out.
your shift. It's maybe, you know, an hour after dark. So, you know, curfew is in effect. But the streets are pretty much empty.
How far away are we from the factory? Our apartment?
Maybe about, you know, a 20-minute walk if you just head straight there.
$20-minute walk. Wait, are you serious? Wait, so
Like taking all the main paths, like if you're just walking straight down the street, right, you know, main roads, nothing protruding you, 20-minute walk.
when we are on, okay, the next time that we walk, like, dude, okay, we've done this walk how many times now?
Twice.
Two times?
Twice,
What?
yeah.
Do we know if there's anything else on the way? Like, have we observed anything around? Like, is there like a place that we can like stash this? That's like an, because 20-minute what? I mean, I guess if we
Yeah, we're not rolling a loud ass Home Depot cart full of
Fucking
goods down the
20
goddamn
minutes,
road for
like-
20 minutes without catching some form of attention.
yeah, like, aren't we gonna get our asses beat?
Probably. We do need to
Okay, so
stash
that kind of
stuff.
just leads to the whole hijacking a truck scenario.
Yeah. Which brings me
That's
to that
like-
again.
That's like our best bet. If we don't want to get caught, you know, carrying all these boxes in the middle of the night back to, you know, here, you know, our best bet is to hijack a truck. So basically, we would have to find the route right? And you did say that that the delivery and stuff happens on Tuesdays. So maybe we should find like some sort of documentation that tells like the schedule and everything and stuff like that.
What also happens if we don't show up to work?
Oh yeah, now that we're in the system, will they like come get us if we're not working?
We're gonna have to find that out.
Presumably, if you don't show up, they send some sort of force that like checks where your mandated housing is to see what you're up to.
Hmm. I mean, could we? Do you? Well, you said that they're less focused on like, they are like time. They're crunched, right? To just try and make like make a quota. Do you think that they would notice if like 4 of us just randomly had a sick day? Is there such thing as a sick day? Do we just die if we can't? If we had to take
And
a
all
day
4
off?
of us probably wouldn't
Well,
take
that's
the day
something you'd
off.
have to find out.
Yeah, I don't think we can all 4 like.
I mean, no, but like they don't know that we're. Oh well, actually, I guess they do know that we're technically related to each other.
It doesn't really matter if they know. If they're gonna check on our housing, we all live in the same spot. So if we're all off, it doesn't matter. One of us could be off, and they'd find
Well,
us.
you know, they're not gonna like hunt you down insofar like if you are not at your house, presumably, and they suspect you of something, then they're just gonna like put out a like if you find these people, just kill them.
That's what I
sort of,
mean. Like,
notice.
Bash him notice.
Pretty much like a bounty.
but like the thing, that's why like
Mhm.
I this is what I'm like struggling to like work around a little bit in a sense. Like I don't know necessarily like to what extent like we are like even like acknowledge like how unimportant are we like that like do they like I wasn't able to grasp if they would just like kill us on the spot or if we're like so worthless that we're not even worth killing. Because again, like one, I think something you guys said at the very beginning was like, these people are like like they've won, right? They are so overwhelmingly over us that like we have no shot of like actually doing anything to them, like feasibly, right? Or like in their minds.
well,
So then like,
they have won the war, so like
yeah,
your army has been defeated, but they don't have such an ironclad grip on the planet as a whole where, you know, they can be in every corner and every pocket, which is why they've, you know, pretty much gathered the large populances of the majority of like the, you know, kingdoms into singular massive cities.
I see. Okay.
And, you know, if it was to complete domination to the point you say, there would probably be no, you know, Tauren guards. It would just be strictly Kaori soldiers.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I guess it,
they're
like, kinda
stretched
is
thin right now.
Yeah. Just like for some like background, when we lost the war, was there like an announcement or anything from like how was it announced that we lost?
Welcome.
So yeah, I guess you would all know this, that the ruler, like, so all of the races pretty much created like a council, you know, that unified the forces of the planet to like defend this, and the head of the council was like the leader of the human race, or like all the humans here, and essentially he defected and surrendered and is now in charge of like Earth, or Tauren, quote unquote, you know. So he's like an appointed leader at the moment, or like a
So he
representative.
announced that we lost.
So
Good old Breen.
he gave up.
You
Okay.
have chosen or been chosen to work at this factory.
Okay. All right, you guys just want to do the day then? Figure out like this truck shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we just need to figure out
Yeah.
like the delivery schedule and
that
try
window.
and see. Yeah, check and see if the window is still unlocked.
All right, so going into this third day, what
Then
information
lock it.
does each of you want to attempt to find out?
I want to look for buildings we can possibly stash this shit.
I want to look for that too, especially on the way in.
Okay.
I will do it on the way out.
I also want to see if there's any. I want to be able to talk to. Wait, is communication with any of the guards like strictly forbidden?
It's not forbidden, but like
The-
they
the
definitely don't
dice
want you
roll.
to waste any work time. Like
Uh,
if you are gonna talk to a guard, you should try and talk to them when there are no other guards around, or like in the cafeteria where the guards know you're supposed to be there, but it wouldn't be like weird for you to like maybe be like, "Hey, can I talk to you?"
Don't annoy them.
yeah, that's because I want to be able to see if conversation is strike upable with some of these guards, to see if we can figure out what like the nighttime schedule kind of looks like.
But you know, if you ask a bunch of really suspicious questions, they might report you. And just you
I
kind
mean,
of
you can be casual. It's like, hey, like, do you work this too at night? Like, appeal to like the human in them.
Yeah, no, I know. But what I'm saying is, if you ask like, "Hey, how heavily guarded is it at night?" You know,
Okay, I'm not
somebody
gonna
might
ask
be
it
like,
like that. What the fuck?
"That's a little suspicious."
Mike,
Yeah.
did I assume that they were like stones with symbols on them to open the garage doors?
Yes.
They weren't like keys.
No, yeah, the
Did I
garage
s-
doors themselves were like fist-sized stones.
Okay. Did I see where they put those, or did I was out of there? Yeah, I was obviously out of there before I saw. But could I assume that they're also in the guard room, or am I gonna have to figure that out still?
Well, the last time you saw it was when Benjamin used it to close the bay doors in like the ore storage room, and you didn't see it afterwards after he came back out.
Okay.
So he, either stashed it in that room or stashed it on his person, and you have no idea where it is.
Okay.
So what about Genevieve and attrition? What are you looking to find out today?
Some sort of schedule or documentation of where the supplies go.
Okay. And
I'm
what
not
about you,
sure
attrition?
we would have that information.
What?
That's just their objective, is to find out.
Yeah, it's just my
If you can
objective.
find out. Like,
Yeah, so like her goal for the work day
Yeah.
today is to figure out if that information exists, and if so, how they can get it.
Yeah, I mean, my objective would probably be primarily the same. I'm probably also trying to look for potential entrances and exits to the building. Like, I have to find a way to basically try and get a box out of the building.
Okay.
can I change mine to exploring the top floor? I want to see what's up there. I don't know
Yeah,
if we need to
you
know
can do
what's
that.
up there, but I mean, any of you think we really need to go up there at all?
I think it would definitely be good to know what it's like up there.
Okay. So I'm gonna get myself knocked out again by walking where I shouldn't walk. So
All right, yeah, if that's what you guys want to do. So are you just gonna go to sleep and start the next day then? No
Yep.
night shenanigans. All right. So again, you are all woken up by that lovely blazing siren that you have all gotten used to at this point. And your day begins. So as you get up following your daily routine, the only strange occurrence that happens today is on your way down, leaving like the residential district of the town, you do notice several like raids occurring, where you see a bunch of Tauren guards accompanied by, a single, two at most Kaordi, kind of just storming into like the apartment complexes and doing something inside those buildings. You do hear a couple screams, but nothing further distinct than that. And that's really the only strange occurrence you notice on your way to work. Since Herb changed his Yahoo, go ahead and give me a investigation check as you kind of glean over your surroundings as you walk further into the city.
You just talk. I didn't even look at this. What the fuck is this? 16.
A 16? All right. So what you do notice is that the further you get out from the residential district, and the closer you get to the inner district where all like the factory is located, the buildings do become increasingly dilapidated, as like to a point where there's like a central, maybe like you're 5 minutes out from the factory but 15 minutes from your apartment, where nobody's living in this kind of like dead man zone. The buildings here have not been in any way or shape or form repaired after the war. A lot of it is mostly just destroyed rubble. There are like a couple of half-built buildings and like this kind of like ring around the city of like destruction that hasn't been touched. People kind of just walk through it. But outside of like these pretty much like abandoned portion of the city, the closer once you pass that portion, you actually get to a set of like single standalone houses in the city. And these are much more well maintained than your apartment buildings. They've got like a fresh coat of paint on them, which is definitely stands out. Each one is surrounded by a nice tall fence, and outside of that, there's nothing else strange on your walk to work.
What were like the walking times between these areas? Says Connor.
Yes, says me.
Okay, so it's starting up all the places that you've currently been, like on the outskirts of the city. It's an area referred to as Oldstown. And this was like that really shitty, like slanty village pretty much, where you went into that and you went to whatever that base was that the renegades had guided you to so you could meet with the leader. Maybe like 5 minutes away from there, walking distance, is the living residences. And in this entire area, it's maybe like 20 minutes, just like if you want to walk from the start of it to the exit of it, just walking through and through. Once you've reached like the edge of the residence area, that's when you enter like that dilapidated, or not even dilapidated at this point, pretty much destroyed like grounds of old rubble and buildings. And that it's a pretty small section. Again, that's only like a 10-minute stretch of, walking through it. If you were to like walk, that's just walking like from A to B straight through it, following the road. Though it is like a massive ring around the city. Past that is you're pretty much 5 minutes away from the main wall that's separating, the outside portion of the city from the inner portion of the city. So this includes like, the factories in the inner portion, like the guard strongholds in the inner portion. That true like inner sanctum is the massive citadel spire. And like that building that people disappear into. A lot of people refer to it as the morgue because people go there and they don't come out. That is, and then that's that 5-minute really nice district right before that wall leading to the inner city. And the only portion of the inner city that you guys have explored is the factory.
So the morgue is not in the inner city, and the factory is in the inner city.
No. The morgue, the factory, the stronghold, and the citadel are all in the inner city. Like your residences, Oldstown, that's all in like the outer city.
Hmm. And we're really okay. I have to ask too. So on our trip to work, there people that there's not like a like we just have to go to work, right? It's not like someone's like holding our hands, like
Yeah, no,
okay,
nobody's
let's
like
go to work now.
corralling you. It's, a bunch of people are
Yeah.
getting up and just going to work. It's like a flood of people.
Okay. Um. Okay, so like aside from the desolate buildings, do any look like are like is there like what is the closest um I guess like destroyed like unvisited location? Like how near is one to like I guess like the factory
Yeah,
that
so like
we are like going
the
to?
entire section of like destroyed buildings from the war is about 5 minute. Well, you'd go from the factory, and you have to get the factory. It's like a couple minute walk to the wall itself that divides inner and outer city, and then from that wall, you're passing through that district with like those nice walled houses, and then you enter into like the destruction zone.
Okay.
And like from the factory like itself to the destruction zone, about 10 minute walk.
So 10 minutes. So, I mean, an improvement, technically, from, I guess, like, having to walk it straight from home.
Yeah, and
Or
since
straight
you're
walk
specifically looking for places to stash goods in this destruction zone, while many of, like, the buildings that were there are just strictly rubble, there are, like, a couple of single-story structures that have survived in a state where the structure of the building is still up.
Okay.
And you can take note. There's about 6 or so within walking distance of the main road that you're on.
Okay.
So with that, yeah. Do you have any other questions?
No, I just want to relay this information to, like, because I'm the only one that's observing this, right? No one else is
Yeah.
really, like...
Yeah,
I
so you
just
can
wanna relay this
you can
information.
release this information to your fellow peers as
Yeah.
you guys complete your morning trudge to the factory and enter in your asserted offices. Except for Herb, my boy, what are you doing?
Alright, so I'm assuming there's a flow of people going upstairs.
Yeah, there are.
I'm just gonna kind of try to duck in with that crowd. And,
Yeah, I mean nobody stops
I'm
you. You're
gonna
easily
ask-
able to just go with the flow.
I'm just gonna ask one of the guys, "Hey, what are you doing up there? Up here, rather." Haha.
The same thing you are.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Heading into
Cool.
work.
I just keep on walking in. I'll talk to someone else then. He seems like he's
Like
not
an
the
asshole.
talkative type.
All right, yeah. So your next target as you walk up is like you see an old lady, kind of trudging along, definitely
Oh, yeah,
on
good
in her
luck.
years.
Hey, miss. What's the job here? I'm new. I was told to go this way. What am I going to be expected to do?
Yeah, you see her kind of like stop her old lady shuffle as she looks up and adjusts her like massive monocles, and she goes,
I'm a dwarf.
"Yeah, but she's a like hunched over old woman, so
Oh,
even your
jeez.
dwarf stature, she's like old Chinese lady,
Oh no.
so she's still looking up at you." And you hear,
Right.
"Oh, Sonny, you new here?"
Yeah. I need some help.
Are you in the cloth department?
I need a detailed description of all the windows and exits and entrances of the second
Oh
floor.
my god.
Do you, there's, I can show you this, door, and the windows. There's a really nice window right across from my desk. I can see the outside nice and clear.
That's great. Can you
What'd
show
you say
me?
your name was, kiddo?
My name?
Yeah.
My name is Stilt. Stilt Longbottom.
That's a funny name for such a short guy.
You know, my parents were tall, so.
That's okay. You can call me Mrs. Patterson.
Mrs. Patterson.
Come on over here, sweetie. I'll show you the ropes. And, she takes you by the arm and, clings on to it like you're escorting an old lady kind of thing. And she walks you up to the second floor and takes you into... the first things you see is a long hallway with several doors on the left and right. And she takes you on the first door on the left. And you enter a long, spacious room filled with different kinds of, looms and needleworking, assembling all types of different cloths and armor, like leather armors. And
Awesome.
there are multiple doors on the left-hand side, but there are not multiple rooms. It is just different doors into the same massive room. And she walks you over and takes you to the largest desk in the center of the room, and she pulls out a very ornate head chair and plops down into it. And, kind of similar to Benjamin's area, there is a plaque that says Mrs. Patterson.
Oh.
Ran into the head honcho straight away.
So it seems you run this department.
Oh, well, we're more of a big old family up here.
Oh, that's cute.
Damn, should have worked up here.
Yes, let me,
Should've looked
if you
Where's
just show
that
me your ID. Oh, the window. She
Yeah,
She
I'm gonna
Vince,
turn
like, she
around
gets,
and run out there.
yeah, so as she turns, you do hear her begin droning on at the window, directly across from her desk that looks outwards onto the city. And go ahead and give me a sneak roll. See if you can slip away.
Oh no.
Prage, Eric. Prage.
That's that's
big
a
crossed fingers
2.
moving.
It's a 2, right?
Yeah, so as you get up to run away, you get your leg caught at the bottom of the chair, and you just kind of crumple over into a pile a foot away from the desk.
Oh man! It seems
And
like
the loud noise jerks her head away, and she goes, "Oh, are you okay over there, sweetie?"
Yeah, it seems the chairs were not meant for a man like me.
Well, don't worry about that. I'll take it up with the head of the woodworking department across the way.
Wait, you said the woodworking apartment is across the way?
Yeah, the door's over there. On the right side. For such a young man, you got some problems with memory.
It seems so. I think maybe I'm supposed to be there. I remember some guy talking about wood downstairs. But I'm gonna go find out.
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
You're fucked, dude.
Help me, God. 15. 17.
Okay.
All right. She kind of gives you a stare and breaks into a small grin. As she goes, "You're really lucky. You're a cute one. Just go ahead and tell Mr. Johnson that I sent you over there. It's your first day, after all."
Thanks, Mrs. Patterson.
Anytime, Sonny.
Enjoy your window. Oh, God.
Enjoy your window.
And as you say that, you see her pull out a pair of binoculars and a small leather-bound book as she begins looking out the window and writing things down.
Interesting. All right. That's an important little detail. All right.
All right, yeah. So you leave and you go across the hall and you open the next set. Oh, you're not?
I'm gonna leave. Is there still a good flow of people?
It's beginning to trickle, and as you kind of enter like the last portion of people entering the building. If you were to enter a separate room, the next time you would leave, the hallways would be empty.
Okay. Can I just get like a scan of this upstairs area?
Like you're just gonna stick your head in
What
the
else?
door.
Well, not like stick my head in the door. Yeah, I guess I'll. Well, like, what other doors are here? There's the
Okay,
one
yeah,
directly
so
to my left, woodworking.
Having gone up, right? It's kind of hard to do this, but I can do it with this. So this entire portion here is all the singular, like, that left-hand side where that was all, like, leatherworking, cloth making, stuff for, like,
That's where
clothes,
Miss
uniforms.
Patterson
Yeah, that was Mrs. Patterson's department.
Okay.
On the right-hand side, she told you that this portion here... Oh, that's fucking weird. Well, this entire portion here is woodworking. So behind you, there is a unknown room here, and a second unknown room here, and a third room that's like in the middle here.
Okay, is there anything that I saw on like this end? I'm assuming that these were the stairs, and I like came up them like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything at the end of this hallway, like a window?
You came up the stairs here.
Yeah.
So this is the stairs to ascend, and then if you were coming in, it'd be like this.
Mm-hmm.
At the end here, there is no window. There's just a wall, and then that leads into a door that leads into this room. There's another door that leads into this room, and a third door that leads into that room.
All right. I'm not gonna go into the woodworking area because I already know that there's windows there. If that's the room above the material area. So on my way out, I'm gonna peek my head into the slim room and then the next.
Okay, I should also mention the guard layout because that is relevant. There are two guards here at the end of the hallway, kind of inspecting around. Inside Mrs. Ooh, let me delete this cloud thing. Inside Mrs. Patterson's room, there were 4 guards, one at each corner. The one you're about to walk into, there are 2 guards guarding that door.
Okay.
And that is like the layout of the upstairs guards. So
So that
the
means
door
Miss
you were just
Patterson's
like trying to open is guarded by 2 guards.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that shit. There were 3 rooms though, you said.
Yes. So there is the room that is guarded by
this
the
would be
guards.
The middle room.
Yes, and there's a room on the left and on the right.
All right, so I'm gonna just on my way down the stairs, just peek my head down there, kind of like quickly, but just
Yeah.
like.
So you
walking
open the
quickly.
door, and in the early morning there are actually no guards in this room, and you see it piled up to the top, mostly with empty crates. Though you do see it's kind of like divvied in half. So the right half of the room is covered in like empty crates, and the left half of the room only has 2 boxes in it. And from what you can see, they're currently uncovered. One of them is a box of like bow handles, and the other one is like crossbow shafts.
Are these boxes distinctful in any way? Are they different? Are they the same crate with 2 different items in it?
Same crate, 2 different items. Or, well,
Okay.
2 separate crates with different items.
So they each have like a specific design.
No,
tailored
there's no identifying design. It's the same design as the boxes that the elders in like the blacksmithing area were dumping the pieces they approved of.
Okay. And then the room is just empty boxes.
Yeah, just empty boxes.
All right. Cool. I'm just gonna go down the stairs and.
Yep, so you
back
head
to
on down
the
and
boardroom.
return to your
And
normal
just
job.
To clarify, that big window that Miss Patterson was looking at, that would look down at the supply depot area, right?
Yeah, you can see that and like beyond.
Okay.
All right, you go back and you're back in your daily grind. So we're gonna swap over here to Attrition and Genevieve. We'll start off with you, Genevieve. What exactly is going on here?
Where am I? Like, where are we exactly? Okay.
Yeah, so you're walking into
Um,
work.
Um. what am I gonna do here? I guess I'll just walk in to like do the usual. Just walk in.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, so you walk in.
Oh,
Terrence is currently not in the building yet, so it's kind of just like you. Asher is there. He's always an early bird.
oh.
So you shouldn't take your usual spot?
Yeah, because I don't think I want to do anything just yet. So I think I'll just take my usual spot and bat an eye at Asher.
All right, yeah, so you're going to give him like a morning wave kind of deal?
Yeah.
All right,
Good morning.
Good morning. Where's Attrition? You're here a little early.
I should be saying the exact same to you. Why are you here so early?
Well, I'm always here this early. I'm usually the first one in.
Really? I don't think
Yeah,
I've really
I kind of
noticed.
wake up before the alarms.
That's insane. Really? You'd rather just, be at work early, even if it's like long, tedious hours?
Well, there's not much to do at home.
Do you live by yourself?
He's not wrong.
I was literally gonna
Yeah.
say he's literally not wrong. Like what?
I live in
Huh.
the apartments in like the C block. Just for reference, you guys live in the B block.
In the C block. Okay, so like, are they like right next? Like the blocks, are they right next to each other, or like do they have some difference?
Yeah, so there's three residence blocks. The A block is the closest to like Oldstown, like the Shantyville. The B block is in the middle, so you're equidistant to both the Oldstown and like the destruction zone, and the C block is bordering the destruction zone.
I see.
How far away are they from like each other? And also, how big are they?
Well, you can think of them less so as.
Like when we say B block, is it like a single apartment building or is it like a huge?
No, it's like a set of
city
apartment
block?
buildings. Yeah, it's the equivalent of a city block.
Okay.
Okay.
It's maybe about like each block walking from one start to end, like maybe about 7.5 minutes, roughly. And they're all like all the buildings in each block are marked. So like the A block buildings have A's, the B block buildings have B's, that kind of deal.
Okay.
So
Mike,
it is all
I think
distinct.
your microphone, by the way, is getting like a little like staticky. You might want to like drop and rejoin real quick. I don't know if it's maybe just me, but
Oh well, no, I've heard it too. It doesn't really bother me.
Oh, let me fix
no,
it.
I just like for his recording, I'm sure it's probably like.
All right, I'm back.
All right,
Okay,
there
cool.
you go.
Sounds good.
But yeah, that's how the block is distributed.
Do you mind like showing like a small visual? I just want to see like a clear picture of it.
Yeah, okay. So, if I can draw you a small picture of the town, draw it right over here in this corner.
Alright.
So, this is like inner city, and like this is the Citadel. So that's like the smallest wall. Then there's a secondary wall. This is like the inner city. You have like the factory, the stronghold. There's a river that kind of runs through it. It's kind of like this, and it runs into like a large bay ocean type of deal,
Uh-huh.
or like a sea. Here is like what people are referring to as the morgue. And then outside of this, you reach the outer city. So, like, here's the portion of buildings with, like, those nice buildings that Yahoo saw on the way in. So, like, nice. Then you enter, like, the blocks. So it's kind of like this. and this whole portion in between is kind of like that zone of destruction. There's a bridge here.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
And then further out, where you're reaching like the edge of the city, where you're hitting like farmland and whatnot, is like the shanty town. And that's like all along here. And there is like city kind of like over here and over here, but you're not exactly sure what's going on in those places.
Okay. All right, makes sense. All right. All right. Oh, Asher. Wait. Before I do this, is it just me and Asher in the room right now?
Yeah, at the moment it's currently only you and Asher.
Okay. Hey, Asher.
Yeah.
Do you mind doing me a small favor?
I guess. What do you need?
Do you mind keeping a lookout for me? Before Terrence comes in.
Why?
It's better off if you don't know. It's just a small favor. Just one small favor. Please?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, as you're batting these eyes at Asher.
Ooh, 18.
He kind of looks at you, and you see like the debate going on in his mind before. Yeah, but be quick. They're gonna be here soon. They usually arrive like 5 minutes or so after you guys get here.
Yeah, I'll be quick. Don't worry.
And with that, he kind of walks and kind of sits outside of the doorway.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way towards Terrence's desk.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything notable in his desk?
It's a thick oak wooden desk. You see 3 piles of paper. On the right, there's a large bin that says "in," and it has a stack of papers on it. There's a stack in the middle of like unlabeled paper, and then on the left-hand side, there's several stacks of paper that say like "out," and they're in separate piles. The desk itself is one of those desks where it has like that. There's a central drawer, like at about waist height if you're sitting down. The 2 drawers, one on the left and one on the right, and then 2 larger drawers on the left. So if I had to draw it out, it's kind of like this.
Alright, what are you drawing?
So there's a central drawer here. There's one on the left, one on the right, and then there's large like doors almost on the sides.
Alright. I'm gonna go behind the desk and try to see if there's to check to see if these are like locked.
Yeah, so you reach down and try to fiddle with them. They are locked, and you're unable to open them.
Okay. I'm going to check the out pile. You said this is the out, right?
Well, these are the 3 doors. Like the piles are on the desks. So like the piles of paper are like that. And there's like multiple piles here.
Alright, so all of these are drawers, right? Like
yes.
These things are. Okay, can I check the top row if they're locked as well?
Yeah. So go ahead and try to reach into the middle. It is locked, but the left and right you are able to open. On the left-hand side, you see a couple stacks of paper. They seem to be forms for the expedition of items that were produced by the factory, and it's pretty much it's pretty much sheets of paper that tell what is being shipped. So you can assume these. So like
is there
they have
any sort of address on them or something, or is it just telling me the items that are shipped?
There is no address on them, but it is stating like these amount of product have been created in the factory, and they're being shipped to whatever. So like these are the outbound products that are coming out of the factory, and that's pretty much what's in the left-hand drawer there.
Alright, for the right side.
On the right side, you do see a small stack of coins, maybe about 20 gold in total, in a small pouch, and a whole bunch of writing utensils, and a stamp with an insignia on it of a bull with horns.
Huh. Have I seen this symbol before, or is...
The symbol is there. Well, you have seen the symbol before, and you've seen it as Terrence uses it to stamp papers that have been placed in the outbound box. So, having looked at the outbound box, most of the things there have his stamp on them.
Oh. So it's just these stamp writing utensils and, like, gold, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll see. Alright, I guess I'll look at the stack of papers, starting with the, I guess, right here. Right here.
Okay, yeah, so starting with the outbound papers, these are pretty much like totals of all the products that have you guys finished the day before. And it's just stacks of paper detailing what has been made so far and what is going in the next shipment. Though, one thing you do notice is that you're able to discern that the different piles are different shipments, where the largest pile is, that regular Tuesday shipment. But you are able to determine that there are small separate shipments for a small batch of iron swords that seem to be going out within the next 2 days. And another small batch of leather armors that are going to be going out next week.
Huh. Okay, so small armor is next week, right? And then the other one said it was 2 days.
Yeah, so there is a shipment of swords going out in 2 days, and there's another shipment of leather armors that is going out sometime next week. So if you had to put it into specifics, we can put a date to it.
Okay.
So assuming, today is like the 8th normal human calendar, there's the shipment of the swords that's going to be occurring on the 10th. And then there's going to be a shipment of leather armors occurring on the 13th.
Okay. And there's still no signs of, like, where these things are being shipped out to? It's just telling me, like, that these are just going out on these particular days?
So, like, the main stack of papers where that big shipment that you guys witnessed, that one is unmarked. But the two smaller ones, one of them is marked going to... The one with swords in it is marked going to the Terran guard establishment area. So this one is not going to, like, the stronghold where all the Kaori are currently housing. It's going to where the human guards, or not human, but Tauran guards are currently staying inside the inner wall.
Okay.
The leather armors are also going to that same place, and the last the last stack of papers is listed as going to the Chrysalisk.
The larger pile?
All right, let me draw this out better so I can explain with. So there are 4 piles of paper here. The leftmost pile is the largest one, and this has unmarked where it's going amounts of goods, but it has the largest quantity of goods listed on it. The second pile, this one is listed as going to the Tauran guard establishment, and this is an order of swords. And it's about 50 swords that they're shipping, along with 50 sets of armor, leather armor, that are catered in the Tauran guard style. And both of these ones are going to the Tauran guard, like, establishment.
Okay.
The last pile, and this is for items that are, like, in almost redacted, in a sense, where they're kind of just blacked out and just have a quantity. And these ones are going to a place called the Chrysalisk.
about it for those stack of papers, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I think I'm going to also check the middle one.
The middle one? Okay.
Yeah.
So in the middle stack of papers here, these are a whole bunch of unmarked papers that are filled out. And they have several different like end destinations. Nothing is... It seems just to be all mixed together. And then when he reads them and approves them, they get sent into their proper pile. So this is just a whole bunch of different items of goods that are coming in. So this is like, saying like 10 swords were produced on Monday. 13 pairs of armor were produced on Tuesday. The smiths managed to make a warhammer on Wednesday. Information like that has not been approved yet.
Is there anything that like I noticed that's different from the set of papers that I looked previously, or there is just...
What exactly, like, what do you mean by different? What are you looking for?
Is it like something like I'm like, like, is there anything worth like noting? Like, there's no like, oh, these are like from like coming from like different sources, or just they're just telling me that like these are just set of items just being made, or like are like coming in, coming out stuff.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check and see how quickly you can parse through this data.
Okay. Seven.
Yeah, so looking through it, nothing really catches your eye, though you do notice that a couple of the numbers seem to have, like, smudge marks on them, as though they were, like, erased and changed.
Ooh.
But that's really the only thing that catches your eye. And as you finish going through this stack of papers, you see Asher kind of, like, rush into the door and, with a frantic expression as he sees you going through the papers on the desk, says, they're coming, like, now.
Okay. Can I? I'm gonna look over to this real quick. Just give me like, just give it a quick, one more minute. Can you like try to distract him in some way?
How am I supposed to distract Terrence?
Okay, how close are they? How close are they?
They're like right there, and as he's like turning to point at the door, you see it begin to like slowly open.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay. Wait,
Yeah, so
I guess
looking like, if you like took like a quick glance at the thing before you took off, you just noticed that's a bunch of blank paper, like not filled out papers.
It's probably the work he's gonna hand out today.
Yeah, probably. Okay, I guess. And then I guess we'll just.
Also, Terrence has shown up and I haven't shown up yet. What am I doing?
It's assuming that you're walking with all the other people.
Oh, okay.
So like they were just got there early somehow. It's not that
I just
you're
want to make sure
late.
Terrence wasn't gonna try and bash my skull in or whatever.
Okay, I guess I'll just try to make it like before I like made it look like as if someone is rummaging through it, and then like rush back to my desk.
So you're kind of like neatening it up.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check as you're kind of like rushing to do this as the door is being opened.
I am going to die.
Bye.
15.
15? All right, yeah. So you clean it up to the best of your ability as you and Asher kind of scurry to your desks, and you see Terrence walk in with a couple of the other finance people behind him. As they all enter into their room, you see Terrence walk over and he sits down on his desk and kind of looks at his papers and squints his eyes a little as he looks at it and kind of perfectly like adjusts the things on his desk in like the very specific way he likes it, but that's really all you see out of him is him, the rest of the finance individuals, and attrition enter the room.
I just signed.
Asher kind of like looks over to you as you sigh in relief with eyes that are like out of his head. He's like, what? Like the kind of eyes that are saying, what the fuck were you doing?
I look over to him. It's like, but I owe you one. Thank you so much. And I just like slump in my chair like.
Yeah. So attrition, you walk in and see Genevieve kind of just slumped in her chair, as Terrence and the rest of your people kind of just get ready for your day. What's your plan?
Well, since I was not given an opportunity to do anything before this, I will say that the only thing I'm going to do at that point is I'm going to check to see if the window is still unlocked.
Yes, you head to the back, just casually looking around, and the window is unlocked.
All right. So I know that they're not coming into the rooms to check everything. They may come into the room to like see if people are in here, but they're not checking every detail. So I just make a note to myself. I'm like, yep, all right, can definitely sneak in and out through the window if I need to.
All right, that
But
note is made.
Since I don't have any like time to do anything before Terrence shows up or before I'm basically being supervised, that's all I'm doing.
You will have a window of time actually, as everybody goes to lunch. You know, you can leave early and have some time to yourself.
I was gonna try and see if there were any other entrances and exits to the building, like as people were walking towards the factory.
Oh yeah, you can do that. So
like I assume since I'm not showing up early and I'm showing up with everybody else, I assume it takes a little bit for people to filter in through the front door. So I literally just want to take like a lap around the building again, and I want to make note of basically any windows that I could reach from the ground floor, provided that I can get through the fence, because you said there was a fence surrounding the building.
yes, the fence is like a pretty
assume...
basic, like wrought iron fence.
Yeah,
Nothing
I'm not
fancy.
worried about the fence. I'm worried if I'm not really worried about anything. If push comes to shove, we'll just cut through the fence. But I just want to see if there are any like literal doors. Like, how guarded are the outside of the loading bay? Like, is the outside of the loading bay?
So the outside of the loading bays themselves are actually not guarded at all. You don't really notice any guards really patrolling the outside of the factory as you kind of like do your casual stroll around it. As for like alternative doors, besides from like the main entrance, those massive doors, there are really no other doors besides the handful of like bay doors to load goods, and that's really it as far as doors go. Aside from your initial search, the only ground floor windows are these ones in the finance building in the back of the building here. The rest of them are all up on the second story.
Keep in mind though, we're trying to like the guards surrounding like the outsider is important, but we're primarily focused on like the nighttime outside, right? Aren't we? Like what their patrol schedule is, like what, like at night, because we're trying to like, hey, can we?
Well, he's
check
taking
this
a
shit
look
out
in the morning though, and that's what he's observing in the morning.
No, I know, but like in terms of like what we should be focusing on, right? Like the point is to like make sure that like at night we don't just like fucking die the second we enter into, because if we don't know like who's gonna be around.
Well,
night,
yeah, but I assume that they don't have like a guard posted in every like room. So my plan currently, until we figure out something better together, is hop in through the window that I've left unlocked. But I guess at this point in time I don't know that it's unlocked. And then try and open the door and see if there's, like guards chilling in the hallway or whatever. Like that's literally all I got so far. So I'm just taking a look around to see if there are basically any other windows I could also enter from. Because if we have a series of entrances and exits, that's better than having just one.
No, from your vantage point, those are the only like first floor entry level windows besides those main front doors that you notice as you're looking around.
Oh, if that's the only thing I can see, then I'll probably just go back inside. I don't imagine that I can do too much snooping outside if there aren't any entrances and exits to snoop through, so that I didn't already know about at least.
Yeah, so that's about that as you re-enter the building here. And we cut back to the scene before where you sit down in front of a winded Genevieve.
Doing all right?
Yeah, let's just say I thought, things were gonna get a bit messy, but it didn't.
Hope you learned something.
Hey, come to replace Kana? Oh, was it too soon, Michael? Oh shit.
What?
What?
epic prank.
Very epic prank. Well, that's actually a good transition because now, Connor, you're walking into building.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to do with your day? Or you
Okay,
just-
my goal was to figure out the... Okay, well, one of my plans is, like, you guys said it would probably be better to wait until, like, lunchtime, where it wouldn't be ridiculous for, like, someone to be talking to a guard.
Yeah, so we can fast forward and get to lunch if that's what you're trying to do.
I think I wanted to figure out... Could I observe one more... Like, I know that when I walked into... Wait, we're allowed to just freely walk in here, right? Or will I get, like, spanked if I don't have, like, a crate? Can I just, like...
As far as you're aware, you only see people walk in there when crates are full. But, like, I would say you're able to easily time it to where, like, you could get a full crate and walk in there.
Yeah.
if you wanted
I'm
to.
gonna do that. I want to walk back in.
Yeah, so the morning kind of
once.
progresses with you as people fill their work, and you just walk up and pick up one of those full crates and act like you're taking it to the back, as you do.
Okay. So... Sorry, I don't exactly remember how you guys found, like, this right here. Like, this area. Was that while I was, like...
No, you went in and you saw that they were bringing the boxes into that room to be loaded. And as you guys, the other day, went outside, you saw this portion of the building. So you're not sure the exact layout inside the loading bay. You just know that it exists.
Are there guards around, like, in the loading bay right now?
So in yours, there's two at the corners.
Okay, and would I ever go so far as, like, would someone with the crate ever go so far as to, like, walk this close?
Well, that door is closed right now.
But, like, okay, so I would just drop, like, a crate anywhere around here.
Yeah.
And then just...
But to note, like, these guards aren't super active right now. Like, they're not really watching you like a hawk. They're kind of dozing off.
Can I get a... Is it locked, or is it closed, this door here?
It's closed. You're not sure if it's locked.
Can the boxes be put all up against this wall? Like, all around the walls?
So really
Or
only
is it
like
only-
they're really only kept to like these areas. This back wall here is
Okay.
being kept clean.
So there is no perceivable reason as to why I would be up
You would
against
walk
this
through
door.
that door.
You know, I'm gonna... So there's a guard here, right? I want to, like, put this down here, and, I want to, like, casually... I'm gonna, like... Has this guard seen me before?
He's not familiar.
Okay, I'm gonna, I'm gonna, like, play stupid. And I'm gonna ask, like, hey, what's behind that door over there? Sorry, it's, like, my first day here.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I need to get my D&D thing back out. What is that? I think my perception... Let me go get it. I'm pretty sure it's like 3. Perception... Oh, it's 1. Okay.
You rolled a 1.
So 11? No, it's +1, so 11.
It's persuasion, not perception.
Oh, +2, so 12.
Okay, yeah. So you strike up some casual newbie conversation. He kind of just looks at you and goes, "Oh well, over there's a loading bay. Yeah, that's where they load up the vehicles and carriages that come to go pick up all the goods."
Do you happen to know, let me put it like this: are you the one that normally loads all these crates here onto the, or into the?
My
bay?
job here is to guard. You guys are the loaders.
So would you want me to put these crates here then into the loading dock? I mean, I can.
Oh, whoa, hold up, mate. There's no shipments today. You're just stacking on this pile here.
So what day would I have to come in here and start putting those boxes into the loading bay or the crates?
Look, man, I got no idea about that. I imagine you'll know better than I do once you get into the lick of things.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for answering my questions, bud. I'm gonna head back now.
Yeah, so with that, you can go ahead and leave and re-enter the main area there.
Okay. All right. So I just kind of want to process what just happened. So it's these people in here, right? Presumably that load them into the bay after
That is
assembly,
correct.
but on a different day. When there's shipments.
Yeah, on a day that there is shipments, they are you guys are the ones loading their shipments.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. All right.
All right. So with that, your guys' day hits lunch point. Is there anything anybody wants to do during lunch before we close out the day?
I want to talk to a guard, but I don't have to go first. I just took my turn.
Was there anybody else who wants to do anything?
I would just ask Genevieve. I'd be like, "What did you do before I got into the room? It looked like you were pretty winded when I sat down."
Okay, so it's lunchtime, right?
Yep.
There's like okay.
Well, presumably we're sitting with like Asher and the lady from the assembly room, whose name I forget.
So are we at the lunch tables? Is that what?
Yeah, I mean, are you guys all heading back? How would you arrange yourself? Just always sitting at the lunch table together?
I mean, that's what I would do. Yeah. I mean, unless everybody else wanted to do something else.
No, I think we would, right?
Whether we're all gonna sit at the same. Okay.
Oh yeah, so you guys all sitting together.
Okay.
Amy, that was her.
Is that all of us? Okay.
So, you don't have to say anything too specific. I just want to make sure you didn't like. You weren't like hurt or anything.
Oh no. I think the conversation this is a conversation that should be taken after. Let's just say that I had to do some digging around.
Well, hope
So?
it was fruitful.
It is. It is. You'll find out like once the day is over.
All right. So with that, is there anything that you guys want to do?
I want to like peer around, kind of like wait. Is it?
Yeah.
where's,
See,
like,
I
the
mean,
nearest
there
guard?
are a sparse number of guards in the cafeteria, kind of just guarding the corners of the room, looking over everybody. You're able to find them easily and approach them if you wanted.
Okay, I want to walk up to one and I want to go ask like okay, can I observe and see which one seems how do I want to do this? The youngest or like the least attentive? Like I want to find like someone that's like easily like not like befriendable, but like someone that is like easy to blabber about things that they probably shouldn't, but they are just like too inexperienced to know better. Does that make sense?
Well,
Like a rookie almost.
go ahead and give me a perception check. Three. Yeah, so like looking around the room, the guards are kind of just standing in their posts. You don't actually see a lot of people like interacting with them in general, as they just hold vigil over the cafeteria room.
Shit. Well, okay. Okay, let me go to the one closest. Okay, can we like rearrange ourselves? Can Asher actually be here? Where I am?
Yeah, you can rearrange yourselves.
Alright. Fuck you, Asher. Alright, I'm gonna like turn around and like strike up some now, okay. Did the guards don't have like a name tag or anything, do they?
Nope.
Hey, Mr. Guard. I kind of want to like look him over. This is so weird.
I mean, he's a person. Just ask what's up. Like you
Yeah,
don't gotta
well,
be like,
no,
hey,
no, I
Mr.
mean-
Guard.
No, but the thing, I don't know his name, so it's like.
Yeah, just say what's up.
Isn't it
What's
weird? to say-
poppin'?
Hold up. Stop. This is my conversation.
That's true.
They're yelling this
Uh,
from the table.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? But, like, hey buddy, how's the day been going for you?
Oh, actually, a pretty slow day. Thankfully, no one's putting up any fuss.
You got another shift after this, or are you out right after we're out as well?
I mean, we follow you guys right out. Everybody works that classic, sun up to sun down over here.
There's no like, after the day kind of like care for the building, nothing like that you got to do. No night shifts, thankfully, or unfortunately.
Well, thankfully the light shifts never left to us, but, the U of Dom run a pretty tight ship here. And, we keep a pretty strict regiment. Most people are pretty attentive most of the time. It's definitely tiring.
So you said that it's not you like the normal guards that are around that normally do night shift. So, like, you guys just go to bed, or you guys just get to leave, same as us.
Thank the heavens for that one. Not that they're around anymore, but I wouldn't want to be working a night shift even if they asked. There's Keoria. They're definitely not the friendly type, if you know what I mean.
I see. All right, well, I'm gonna head back and finish my meal. Thanks for the chat, buddy.
Yeah, have a good one.
It's a little weird because he's like 2 inches away from me, but okay. All right. Did
Well,
everyone
it's not
hear
to
what
scale.
just happened? Oh yeah. Did everyone hear what just happened?
No.
It sounded like you.
They were not able to overhear a conversation. The cafeteria is pretty loud.
Okay, well, I want to like relay like the fact that basically I just found out that it's none of the Tauren that are here at night. It's the fucking the others.
Coyote?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've seen the change of the guard. Like we knew that
Something happened.
there
No,
are
I know,
that
but,
there
like-
are no Tauren at the end of the day. The question isn't who is it. The question is how many Coyote are in the building. Like, is it gonna be viable to try and sneak around them?
Well, he said that it sounded like he said that he was glad that he wasn't there at night. I feel like it's a little awkward if I go back and ask him again.
Well,
That's also
yeah, it
a
would be
really
awkward,
weird
but
question.
He's probably just glad that he's not here at night, so he doesn't have to work next to a bunch of people that probably murdered some of the people that he used to know and love. Like,
Yeah, I guess that's true too.
So now that
Okay,
you've
I'm just gonna
had
finish
your
eating, I
conversations, or anything else that anybody else wanted to do during lunch? Did you
I
want to
think-
leave earlier and do some snooping, Trishan?
no, I don't think there's any snooping to be done. Truly, I mean, I know Genevieve has found something, so I don't think I'm going to be able to find anything in the office that hasn't already been found, especially if Terrence is like in there eating or whatever. Because Terrence doesn't come eat lunch with us, does he?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are any of the big bosses here?
So the big bosses do not come and eat lunch with
Oh
you
my
guys. You don't
God.
see them out here. But
Did I
What?
disconnect again?
No, you're
No.
here.
no, you're here.
Okay,
Okay.
because I heard it make the reconnect sound. I was so pissed. So okay, sorry. So you said they're not in here with us.
Yeah,
Did we
so
see
they're
them
not in there
leave
with
the
you,
office?
but you do see them leave. Like, they leave with you guys, but they enter
Okay.
that guard room instead
Yeah,
of...
I was gonna say I would assume they're in the guard room.
Yeah.
How much time is left in lunch? Would you say?
So you guys get about half an hour. Assuming you sat down, ate your food, and Yahoo talked to his guard, you guys got about 5 minutes left before everybody teeters on out.
Okay. Well, I assume it's not super weird to leave early, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna go look at the desk. And I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna like walk back to the office.
Yeah, so you get up and you go ahead and leave. And as you go and enter the little finance area, you are the only one there. There
the
are not
papers-
even any guards in the room.
So the desk is just completely unoccupied, I guess, because Terrence isn't back.
Terrence is not there.
Okay. So I'm gonna go, look at the desk. Is it
Yeah,
still?
you see the same similar setup here, though that stack of inbound papers is empty now.
So the first thing I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to open every compartment on the desk, and just to see which ones open and which ones don't.
Yeah, so similar. Those far left and far right compartments do open, revealing those blank sheets of paper of empty inventory that don't have like any information. So like the difference between the papers you get is that they're filled in with like products, the amount you have, and then you fill out the rest. These ones are completely blank. The right hand, whole bunch of writing implements, the stamp, and the 20 gold coins. And the middle desk is locked and does not open.
Okay. Well, I don't think I would have brought any sort of like lock-picking instruments with me. But can I, like, what kind of lock is it? Is it literally just like a standard like key lock?
Yeah, it's
or
a standard
is it-
key lock. Like you can see the keyhole. The left and the right, the bottom ones, they do not have standard keyholes.
Does it look like I can see how they're locked?
Looking down and investigating them, they appear to have some runic symbols on them.
Okay. Because I would recognize the rune, or do I recognize the rune as the one that got flashed in the truck?
You do.
As we were coming into the city.
You do recognize that.
Okay. So I'm gonna assume that I don't have any sort of like key way for this. I don't have like the rock or whatever. But is this just a standard like wooden desk?
Yes, it's just like a thick oak desk. Like one of those fancy ones.
I'm not sure I would have brought any of like my tools or anything with me. Does the desk look old?
It is definitely an antique.
I'm just gonna try and pull the drawer open.
Like brute force it?
Well, I'm not gonna like try and break the desk, but I'm gonna try and see if like the lock is loose, basically, at all. Like I'm gonna try to determine that if I were to keep pulling on it, or if somebody stronger than me pulled on it, could we just like rip the lock out of the wood to pull the drawer open?
Okay, yeah. So as you begin to like,
But I'm not trying to like.
you
rip
yourself
the
are not trying to
door
like
off
pull
the
it
thing.
off now. Yeah.
You're just
No.
testing the.
I'm trying to pull on it pretty hard, and I'm just trying to see if it like creaks or anything to see if I could, if we come back at night, if I bring like something to like pry it open, if I could just
Yeah,
shred
so
it open or whatever.
the left-hand door, as you put your hand into it and begin pulling, there is a little bit of give, as like there's a gap like between the door and like the locking mechanism, so you can kind of like jiggle it in and outwards. The right-hand side gives you no give though, and it is a pretty tight seal on it.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else that I would want to do? Are there any under compartments on the desk? Like, is there anywhere anything could be hidden under the desk?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
is my investigation? My investigation is a fucking epic 0.
What was it?
My roll's a 12.
All right, so going like under the desk, and you're taking your time here as you are observing it. You realize that there is a small, like rectangular indent under the desk. It's at such a place where if you were to reach, if you're sitting in the chair and you reach your right arm under it, you'd be able to tap it. Are you gonna go ahead and just mess with it?
I mean, does it look like a button or something? Like, does it look like a switch?
Well,
Does
it's
it
some
look
sort
like
of
a
like
compartment?
indent that could probably be pressed.
Alright, well, it's either some sort of button, and it's going to signal something, or
So
it's
like
a secret compartment.
before you push it, it's if you have to give it like dimensions, it may be like 6 inches like wide and maybe 10 inches in length. So it's like a pretty
Okay,
large
so-
rectangle.
So it doesn't look like a button.
Yeah, it does not look like a small circular button, no.
Alright, I'm gonna press it. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna like... I'm not gonna like go all in. I'm gonna like click it, and I'm gonna see if it like has any leeway to it, or if it's like a...
Yeah, so as you like slowly put some pressure on it, it does sink into like the upper portion of the desk.
You have won the game.
And as you release it, a compartment kind of comes down under it and kind of falls into your lap as you're under here. And
Like
it is
Block 20.
it's filled with an assortment of golden coins and several pieces of paper.
Okay. I'm not gonna bother counting how much gold, but what kind of things are written on the paper, if anything?
Yes, digging through the papers themselves are kind of just loose leaf, and at the bottom of it, at the bottom of the papers, there's a small black book, and each of the piece of paper is like a general description of exactly what each portion of the factory is producing, like the full list. So if it's made in the factory, it's mentioned on these pieces of papers, and the little black leather-bound book, I'm assuming you're going to go through this as well.
I'm gonna try and leaf through it. I mean, I know I don't have too much time, so I'm just trying to like absorb as much information as I can.
Yeah. So skimming through it, you're able to gather that this appears to be like a separate amount of calculations in gold, like a transfer of gold and goods, and it seems to be like much. So you guys were actually working on the income of like the money going in and out of the factory to produce these goods. This portion is like a small percentage of that. And it seems to be marked down in time with the shipments, certain amounts of goods. So it's, like you see like 5 swords, 15 gold, and then you have like a small initialing under it that says NJ. And this seems to be like a transaction history with a couple of goods here that are being produced in the factory. And if you were to go far enough to like look at a couple of the pages as you skim through the book, the most recent page, which was marked for yesterday, the day of that big shipment, you see that like the totaling amounts to around 75 gold. And if you had to guesstimate, the amount of gold inside that compartment is around 75.
Yeah, but I don't know what this stuff would be for. Like, why would he keep a separate receipt book, basically?
It's the. I mean, it seems like that's the receipts of everything that comes in and out. So maybe that's like the bottom line. That's what they go
Well,
back.
Mike said that this was for smaller portions of goods, didn't you?
Yeah, so like the transactions here aren't like in the hundreds like you were working with like on those big shipments. It's like, 5 swords, 2 pieces of leather armor, a uniform, stuff like that.
They're dirty.
So this is a record of outgoing
Literally
material.
Under the table business.
Yeah, so he is
There's
Terrence
the
a good
thief.
guy?
I don't know if he's a
Is
good
Ter-
guy, but he's making his own money. Or her
Like,
own money.
My
Call it that voice.
intuition here is that Terrence is also doing something kind of shady, like we're doing.
We are gonna be able to snitch. Hell yeah. Just on Terrence.
Well, you know, if we battle on Terrence, he might just be like, "Well, why were you looking under my desk?" And then we're in trouble. But okay,
That's why we tell some words then, Terry.
I'm gonna literally write down as much of the information from the book as I can into my own notebook that I've been keeping, because I keep, you know, my notebook on me so I can do math.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check as you keep an ear out to the hallway, so you're able to copy down as much as possible before you hear sounds of things coming towards you.
All right, that is fucking epic. My perception is also +0. All right, that's an 8.
All right, you're able to copy down about the last 2 weeks of information listed in that book. So, like, from yesterday to 2 weeks prior.
Pog.
And, quickly going over this, you notice that each of these, like, I guess, like, sales in this receipt are corresponding to shipments, or at least the large shipments that we're now aware of that occur weekly. Though there are some that occur on days in between. And the one thing you do note is that there is a single order for 2 days from now for 3 swords. And I marked 15 gold. And the name for this one is BR. Like the initials.
We have an NJ and a BR.
New Jersey, Brazil.
Well, I'm not gonna try and push my luck, so I'm gonna put everything back as best I can, and then just go sit at my desk. And I'm just unironically gonna start working because I've struggled with my work before.
All right, yes, you go to early bird in your work as everybody filters back into their jobs. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before the day comes to an end?
The lunchroom.
Yes,
I'm
you're in the
still
lunchroom.
there.
Yes.
I turn to Yao and I say, "Hey, buddy, do you work over close to the supply depot, right?"
Yes.
Oh, first off, on our cards, this is to you, Mike.
Yep.
Does it say our name or anything, or is it just literally list factory or forge, or this is your job? It doesn't tell you who you are or anything. Like, it's not Herb and he works in the forge. It just says this person goes to forge.
No, it's like a picture of your face, your
Shit.
name,
All right, never.
and it says, occupation, forge.
All right. Scratch that. Never mind. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Alright, fuck off.
Yeah. It's about this conversation. I was gonna try to switch my jobs with someone, but wasted effort. Well, that's that.
All right. If you guys got nothing else to
Sorry.
do here, your day plays out. Connor, give me a sleight of hand check. Eric, give me a strength check and attrition, and Genevieve, go ahead and give me your intelligence checks. And attrition, you can do it with advantage since you got an early start in your work here.
Based advantage.
Intelligence with my intelligence.
17.
I rolled a 16.
I rolled a 15.
And also 16.
All right. So all you guys are able to successfully complete your jobs on time today, as you
Wow.
begin to
Hug you.
leave the building as you enjoy your work.
Can I hold back in my room for a little bit?
What are you doing?
Hold back in my area of work for a little bit?
Yeah, you can do that.
Just
As you
like-
can wait as people filter out.
Are there guards stationed in this room?
There are.
Or... Can I outwait the guards?
From your experience,
wanna
they
try.
do not appear to leave until everybody else does.
Okay. Well,
Though you
fuck.
do notice your buddy Sheldon, he did not manage to finish his sword quenching in time, so he is currently trying to settle his backlog.
Settle his backlog. All right. Hey, Sheldon. It
Oh,
looks
hey,
like
pal.
you're still hard at work over here. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little under the weather today, but gotta hit these quotas. You know how Benjamin gets.
How many would you say you need made? You've been working too hard. You gotta take a break.
Ah, well, I'd rather put in the effort now and not get whipped later.
That's true, but I mean, I can help you out a little bit.
That's true.
We've all been on the other side of the whip, am I right there, Sheldon? I mean, another man's
Uh,
pain, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you'd help me out, I really appreciate it. You know, he's got about 10 swords behind him left.
All right, yeah, I can help him quench some swords. Stay
Yeah,
a
so
little
you
extra
go ahead
longer.
and spend a couple, maybe like 15 extra minutes with the man, and you finish up his order. And yeah, you can. The guards around you are going visibly irritated as you guys are the last ones in here. They're all kind of
Oh.
staring you down. And
I
Sheldon kind
shout
of looks at
to-
you and goes, I appreciate the help, but it kind of looks like we should get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you're right, but maybe we could pump a few out before tomorrow starts. You know, get an early start for tomorrow.
Well, I mean, those are the last of my swords, unless you have some extra ones waiting or something.
Oh shoot, yeah, that's how it works, right? Yeah, you're right. Let's go. Let's get out of here, man. They're looking rowdy.
Yeah, so you guys squander on out. Eric, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Ding dong. That's It's like 17.
All right, yeah. So as you guys turn to walk around, you notice like the guards, like kind of glaring at you guys, and as they realize you're beginning to head out, they kind of relax and kind of follow in behind you. But you notice that Sheldon actually manages to slip one of the completed swords that was in the barrel as he's kind of like moving it over to like the inspection area. He kind of slips one of those swords kind of into like the robes that he's wearing. Under the, managing to slip it in past the guards as he quickly follows to join behind you as the guards follow you guys out.
I'm gonna tap him where he hid the sword and say, "Hey, nice job. Good job."
It's not what it looks like.
I helped you with that, and you're gonna do something like that with it? I think
But I mean,
think
listen, I'm hungry. I didn't get my rations. I need the cash, man.
trust me, I understand, but you're gonna owe me something for me keep my mouth shut. And you're a good friend. I don't want to do something bad of a friend. I was in there helping you out. So we'll keep it hush for now.
Herb is a fucking goon, by the way.
He kind of gives you like an awkward smile and like a thanks. Just kind of like a worried voice as you guys walk out.
Eric, you fucking goon.
Take care, Sheldon. I'll be seeing you. I'll give him a
Fucking
little
finger
wink.
guns. Winks, finger guns.
Is it possible that I guess all the guards leave when everyone's out of the factory?
Yeah,
not
so
just
they're all
when we-
heading out now. Yeah, so with that, you guys complete your third day here. And you all return to your apartment.
Hold on. Before we turn to the apartment, let's fucking do a loop. I don't know if we already did it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we did do a loop with the factory already. Alright, never mind. I was giving myself an aneurysm. Did we also... I'm sorry, I wasn't here for a bit, but did we check to make sure that window stayed unlocked?
Yes, we did, and it did.
Alright.
Nice. You guys are back at your apartment.
God, what a day.
What a day at work.
Yeah.
Where are my friends?
They never left the cafeteria.
He never left. The only one that left was Attrition.
I think I committed extortion. I don't know what that was.
Extortion.
Extortion?
Well, you haven't extorted anyone yet.
Not yet, but I've laid the groundwork for it.
What do you mean by that?
One of my coworkers, he seems like he's sneaking some of the product out of the forge when no one's looking.
Well, why don't we do that? That sounds exactly what we're trying to do.
I'm about like the size of the sword. It's hard for me to sneak it down my trousers, you know.
That's fair.
But he's a good guy. He's a strong worker, and I think he's got a loyal mouth to him, so I might be able to use this.
What if we use him to sneak out one sword every day?
He does
You would
have
have
2 legs.
9 swords.
I mean, that's better than the amount of swords we currently have.
We could use those swords to defend ourselves.
Look, I'm a practical kind of person. I'm about getting like as much as we can here.
Yeah. We could try that. I think.
Anything to get us closer to the literally 200 that we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to convince people. So, I mean,
We need like a small force of arms in order to get this to work. If we can, I don't know, just having more bodies other than our own that can get in the way of sledgehammers, I think the better.
Yeah, I think that's a good mode of thinking for it. Well, did anybody else run into any interesting bits or bobs today?
Or anyone else sneaking their hand?
Alright, before I go my spiel, anyone has, to say anything? Or am I just gonna,
Spiel
what?
it up.
Well, I don't
Alright.
think this is like a class, you go first style presentation. I mean, I checked out Terrence's desk. I found a secret compartment under it it's like a receipt book of some stuff that I think he's doing under the table. So we either have an informational advantage against Terrence here, or Terrence is secretly trying to do the exact same thing we are.
Oh, so I see that you've also lurked around Terrence's desk. Oh, so that's
I'm-
where you went during lunch, huh?
Well, that and I actually had to finish my work early so that I didn't get whipped.
Alright.
But yes, I did snoop.
I also assume that's why you saw me all kind of like worked up earlier. So while you were like, making your way to work and stuff, I actually found that the stuff that is being made here are being sent to at least multiple different locations. So far I know is that there are 2 small shipments of armor and iron swords, 50 each, being sent to a Touring Guard residency. I'm not sure where. I think it's the outside the city walls. But these shipments are going to be sent out in different days. So for the small sets of armor, it's going to be next week on the 13th. So today is the 8th. And the swords, however, are going to be shipped out in 2 days.
wait, so how are we gonna do this?
50 swords?
Yeah, 50 swords. Yeah, 50 iron swords, and also 50 sets of small armor.
Doesn't this mean we have to hijack, like 3 trucks?
Yeah, or we're gonna have to add the amount onto these.
But how the
trucks.
fuck are we supposed to? How the fuck are we supposed to? I think they're gonna know, kind of like immediately, if they're just missing a fucking truck. How are we supposed to?
Before we continue that conversation though, but I did find something interesting, that there was another set, or like another shipment out of these items were completely blacked out, but they were being sent out to something called the Chrysalis. I don't know if you guys ever heard or like seen. Yeah. If
We
any-
know the chrysalis is the structure in the center of the city, don't we?
No.
Yeah, I thought we heard. Didn't we hear something like? This is not
I
the
think
first time I heard chrysalis.
Yeah, I think we've been told chrysalis before.
Have we? I wasn't. Maybe that went over my head.
I mean, I could be,
I could
misremembering,
also
but
be wrong. I think maybe
I just thought we'd heard the name before.
But yeah, that's basically what I found while snooping around Terrence's desk. So it turns out that most of the things that's being made in the factory are being sent out to different locations. So I don't know how we're gonna do this. If we are going to plan like hijacking a truck, that's going to be a bit more crazy than just entering in the factory and sneaking, small things at once.
maybe. Yeah. Like, what if we got not kidnapped a truck that's left with supplies, but we kidnapped a truck and then ran an order through that truck? Like an order that's meant to go through that truck. Like everything's on paper. So it looks legit. But it says it's being sent somewhere. Like it's blacked out though. I mean, we could say it's like the Chrysalisk or something. Or just some other made up thing. I don't think the people inside the factory are really looking at
Like these titles and being like, oh yeah, it's definitely going there. Let's check up with these people. I don't know. Maybe that's a rash assumption to make.
No, I think you're right, but the problem there is, if we steal this truck and we're trying to take it back to the factory when its next shipment is scheduled, if they're aware that one of their trucks got stolen.
Well, I think what Herb is saying is that he wants to fabricate an order.
Like make an order look legit. Like everything about it's legit.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I guess that makes sense.
We'll just take the truck that we stole and use all the numbers. So to the factory, it all makes sense. I'm assuming the factory doesn't have the trucks. Like it's a different location.
Yeah,
but
as far as you're aware, there are no trucks on the factory or any place to put them.
we're gonna have to tail these trucks though, and that's a different situation entirely.
True.
The problem is that we can't all, hail a truck. Like we can't all like have a sick day and be like, just be like, this is gonna be the day we're just gonna skip out on work and then tail where this goes.
I did find upstairs a room full of empty boxes,
and there's no distinction between what these boxes are. I'm small. I could fit.
Are you saying that you're gonna put yourself in a box and like
get shipped off
get
somewhere?
shipped out somewhere?
But the next place to be shipped to is the Chrysalisk, and I don't think any of us have heard of that, or know what it is. So I don't want to go there alone in a box. I think that's a good idea.
Got it.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
But I don't see another way to follow any of these vehicles or trucks. But what are these things exactly? Are they trucks? Are they?
I imagine they aren't trucks. I imagine they're.
None of you guys got a
carriages?
good view of them. Like,
We don't see them like outside ever though. Like we've never seen one like coincide.
not while you guys have been working. The only person who was like caught a glimpse of one of them was Herb, and that's when like they were dumping the ore into like those doorways and like putting it in those big piles.
Almost like the way I picture it is like almost like a hovering carriage, or like the back of a pickup truck, just kind of like hoisted.
Yeah,
in the air.
that's from what you saw. You saw like a large, not like an 18-wheeler size, but maybe like a little bigger than like a back of a pickup, and it just kind of like was floating there and dumped its contents in and went away. You didn't see like any front bits. You just saw that like back bit dumping ore.
There's also a nice old lady up in the leather working department upstairs.
Yeah, like leather and like cotton
Armor.
supplies.
All that bullshit. She has a nice view of the supply depot, and it seems like she keeps a
pretty clear diary in there with some information in it to get to. Seems like she might have some extra information of the schedules and like little OCD esque information and little things she jots down. She seems like she picks up on a lot of things.
Hmm.
That's all I got from upstairs. There are guards stationed up there too. And it seems like there's also a defended room. There's something they'd like to protect up there. One of the rooms. But I did not care to delve any deeper than that. Us dwarves know not to dig too deep.
Don't dig straight down.
Alright, so what are we gonna do moving forward with this new information that we all found out? Are we doing, herb fits inside a box? We send him out?
Sounds a
One
little
shipment of
ridiculous,
herb
but-
for 2 gold pieces to be shipped and returned.
Or do we continue to play by ear? So we still have a lot of we still have a couple days, but I feel like the more the days come closer, it's gonna
See
get
if I can
harder.
Perform any cool magical spells. I can create or
So,
destroy water.
As you guys have discussed your days, as you guys it's about an hour after dark at this point, but you guys hear kind of a racket going on under you with people kind of yelling and screaming. You hear like the heavy thud of footsteps, maybe come from about the floor below you guys.
See?
Oh,
The floor below us is getting raided or attacked. Hey guys, you hear that? Seems like someone's having a little bit of a fiesta downstairs.
okay, can we go see what's going on?
Can I
Yeah, you
knock
guys
on
can
the
go ahead
ground and say, keep your voices down.
You can do that. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Are you guys gonna go all and take a peek?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So as you guys exit the
Yeah.
Yeah, so as
Yeah,
you guys
coming
exit
along.
your apartment and you take a look, see you go down like the stairs leading to the bottom floor, and you see actually several Kaordi guard. 2 of them posted outside of one of the rooms on the bottom of the hall there, and you see one other guard currently inside the room, kind of thrashing about, ripping things apart, searching for goods or searching for something. That's for sure. As you see 2 pale-faced people kind of just like standing outside the room. There's some man and a woman, and the man has a pretty big gash across his torso as the woman kind of frets over him. And as you get down here, you see the Kaordi guard walk out of the room with several pieces of equipment, swords, heavy armors, and a staff. As he holds up the items that he's confiscated from that room, and nods to the 2 other guards as they proceed downwards, grabbing the beaten man and woman with them.
Is the room empty? No.
They've left it open, like the door is wide open as they grab these 2 people, and they're those belongings, those that set of armor, the sword, and the staff, and they drag them out of the building.
You guys want to see if they missed anything?
We're actually breaking. Oh my god!
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll check. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're gonna come back. I think they got everything.
I'm gonna wait for them to take the.
Yeah, I'm gonna
corner.
wait for them until they're leaving
If they,
the building.
as soon as they hit the corner or leave my eyesight.
Wait, but you guys So we're obviously not the only people, like
having this idea.
like instructed to do this.
Well, we
Was
don't
it-
know if they're part of it, but we do know
Yeah.
that they,
No, I know, but
are
like
clearly
there's-
taking things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's-
that's what I'm saying. Like,
resistance is in the air, almost.
yeah.
Yeah. So
But it
as
was all-
your surroundings, there are heads peeking out of the other doors lining this hallway. A couple people are beginning to come up from the lower floor as they heard the commotion going on. Making way as the security guard make their way out. Yeah, you guys can go ahead and rush in that room, take a peek. See.
This is.
I'm gonna run into that room and whispered, "Hey, attrition, you wanna take a peek, or do you wanna keep guard?"
I'll keep guard if you want to take a look through stuff.
All right, I'm just gonna barrel in, literally, I guess, and oh,
Yeah, you rush on into that room, and this
Grand.
one's far smaller than your room. It's really like
Perfect.
a single bedroom, dresser, desk, that kind of deal. Very sparse, but at this point, it's been torn apart. As the bed lies in tatters. It's been flipped. All the furniture has been flipped. You see even a floorboard having been like pried upwards, and just stuff disheveled everywhere. Go ahead and give me an investigation check to see what you pick out as you're searching this room.
I don't know what I'm really searching for. I'm gonna be honest. So 11 plus 2, 1 plus. You said investigation.
Yep.
Oh, that's some shit. 10.
A 10? All right, yes. So, with that, you're just looking for things of interest generally around the room. Searching the flipped over cabinets and whatnot, you managed to find a pretty good amount of gold, around 10 gold. Just kind of split here and there. Inside one of the dresser drawers is about 3 days worth of rations. So it's about nine rations. And besides that, you see several pieces of clothing in the closet. You see 2 uniforms. One of them's like a light blue uniform with a symbol on it, and the other one is a fancier piece of clothing that is probably like pre-war type of deal.
Does anything look like work clothes? Like anything?
Yeah, that blue uniform is like a blue jumpsuit.
Can I search through the pockets for any sort of ID?
Yeah, reaching through the
credentials?
pockets, you pull out a blue card, very different than your red card. It has a picture of what is very familiar to that the man you just saw, and the name is Carl Henswick, and his occupation seems to be transport.
Wow.
Perfect.
Carl Henswick, and he is transport. And from the looks of him, he was a very pale man. Was he tall?
He was pale. He was like average build for like a human. Maybe around anywhere between 5, 6, and 8. So it's like a
Okay.
normal man-sized uniform.
Cool. I'm gonna take the jumpsuit and the card, and I'll kind of, hey, attrition, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, and
Well,
as you
how's
say
it
that,
looking? I'm gonna take a look.
yeah. So as you're out there, you notice people from the other floors and stuff are gonna be creep towards the door as they are trying to look in, and a couple of rougher looking fellows are actually trying to make their way into the room to loot it themselves.
All right, I'm gonna fold up this.
Well, first up, I'm gonna say into the room and be like, there are people coming into the hall. There are people in the hallway coming into trying to get into the room, and then I'm gonna turn to them and I'm gonna be like, what do you all want? I'm gonna try and basically ward them off by
Well, are you trying to
almost
intimidate them?
yelling at them. Well, no, I'm not trying to intimidate them, but I'm gonna be like, what are you all doing? What are you doing here?
What are we doing? We're doing the same thing you're doing. We want
I
some
think we're
gold.
doing very different things. You want gold? There ain't any gold in here. The coyote just came through here. Or all we're doing is looking through the stuff.
Well, that's what we want to do, so why don't you just let us on through?
I'm gonna hear them, I guess, say something about gold.
Yeah, I'm trying to be loud so Herb can hear me talk to these people.
I'm gonna drop 2 of my gold shillings and on the counter, obviously, like not so they could see that I did it, but the fact that it's there or wherever it could be in an obvious sight to make it seem like, oh, I didn't take all the gold or gold. I'm not here for the gold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fold up the jumpsuit and start making my way out of the building, being like, yeah, we're not here for the gold. I just need some warm clothes.
Okay, if Herb's coming out of the room, I'm gonna think that he's got everything he needs. Like he's
All
seen
right.
everything that needs to be seen.
I'll give a wink, wink.
Herb, go ahead and
So-
give me a deception check here.
Jesus, the deception. It's in that one.
Yeah. So,
Can I get advantage on that because I dropped gold on the
well, they
counter
haven't
to
seen
make-
it.
Alright.
They're just seeing you walk out with a bundle of clothes in it, and the guy looks, "Hey, what do you got there, pal?"
I'll like unroll the clothes and hold it up as best I can to make it seem like it might fit me. Be like, I just got some new pajamas.
Yeah, well, that looks like it just about fits me, and he goes out to reach for it.
Oh, jeez.
I want to like try and bat his hand away since I'm presumably between him and Herb, and I'm gonna be like, look, we're just taking the jumpsuit. Everything else in there is for you all.
No, I think we want it all.
Wait,
And,
are me and Yahoo there?
Now, hang on. I think I see some gold on the counter in there. You said you wanted the gold, right?
Yeah, with that, he goes like, "Wait, gold? Now you're talking."
Just go take the
Go
gold.
ahead and
We're
get
taking
it.
the
He kind of like
jumpsuit.
pushes you
I'm
guys out of
turning
the way.
around. I'm like leaving. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
shot. Are we really taking a full pacifist run of this fucking D&D campaign?
I'm not fighting some random dude when my weapons are in the floor above me. I'm not gonna fist fight this guy. I have a strength of like 8.
Yeah, with that, they pass on through you and begin rummaging in the room, and you do hear like a cry of, "Oi, there is gold over here. Check that we're rich lads."
It's
Gold.
Yeah, so with that,
Our gold, Tom.
Thanks for the backup, Patrician. I needed that.
I'm not letting that dude get his grubby fingers all over my friends. No way.
Hell yeah. Oh, let's go back inside. I got some deets. You want to hear
Alright.
about?
Deeds.
Yeah.
so you guys
back in the room.
all safely return to your apartment. It should be noted that for resolving that conflict, you guys do level up at the. God damn it, Eric. You do level up at the end of the session.
Oh,
what
thank God.
the fuck?
RP
God,
level
I
up.
get spell
What
casting, thank
the
God.
fuck?
Oh my
Your speech level has increased. Jesus.
Yeah, but you all return to the room safe and sound with the blue card and uniform in hand.
Oh my god.
It only took Mike giving us the Deus Ex Machina for us to get a headway on this arc.
I don't know. We had a few days. I'm sure we figured it out. We still have another day to plan.
Well, yeah,
for
you
this
see,
shit.
guys still have like around 9 days left before your
But we
deadline.
definitely needed a way to get into the fucking shipment room somehow. I was gonna give away a lot of food.
Finally, I have channeled divinity. God fucking bless
Yeah, I can
America.
finally fucking have. Holy moly! I finally
Wait,
get spells.
wait, so how do
God
I do
fucking
this?
bless.
How
How
do you
do I do
do
the
it, Connor?
level
You
up?
look at the book and you see what it's